You've heard the phrase New World Order. It's spoken by presidents, prime ministers, and global financiers. They present it as a vision for a better future, a world of international cooperation, peace, and shared prosperity. But did you know that the Bible describes a remarkably similar global system that will rise in the last days? A system that begins with the promise of utopia, but ends in the reality of tyranny. We're showing you the chilling parallels between the publicly stated goals of today's global elites and the prophecies of the Bible's final book. The idea of a new world order has long been a subject of intense debate. Is it a benign political slogan for international cooperation? Or is it a code word for a shadowy conspiracy to create a totalitarian one-world government? To find the truth, we must move beyond speculation and anchor ourselves in what the Bible actually says. The Scriptures provide a detailed blueprint for the final human government, its structure, its leader, and its ultimate agenda. The stakes in understanding this are nothing less than our freedom. By recognizing the framework of the coming global system, we can discern the times we are living in and avoid being deceived by the false promises of a man-made paradise. The biblical narrative of a final world empire begins with the prophet Daniel. He foresaw a fourth beast, representing the Roman Empire, which would be terrifying and dreadful and exceedingly strong. He prophesied that from this empire, a final kingdom would emerge, a coalition of 10 rulers, symbolized by 10 horns, and from among them, another horn would rise, a charismatic and blasphemous leader who would subdue the others and wage war against the saints. This is the first glimpse of the Antichrist's political structure, a revived Roman Empire, a 10-nation confederacy that forms the nucleus of his power. The Apostle John, in the book of Revelation, expands on Daniel's vision. He sees this final world government as a beast to which Satan, the dragon, gives his power and his throne and great authority. This is not a humanistic enterprise gone wrong. It is a knowingly satanic system from its inception. Its authority is global, extending over every tribe and people and language and nation. The Bible is clear. The end times government will not be a loose federation of nations. It will be a single, unified entity with a single ruler. Now, let's compare this biblical blueprint to the language being used by global leaders today. For decades, influential figures have been calling for a new world order. After the Gulf War, President George H.W. Bush spoke of a world where the rule of law supplants the rule of the jungle. Organizations like the World Economic Forum, with its annual meetings in Davos, openly advocate for a great reset of the global system. They propose a new social contract where global governance structures would have more power than individual nations to deal with crises like climate change and pandemics. The feeling is one of condescending certainty, the belief that a small group of enlightened elites can and should manage the world for the greater good. The sound of their agenda is the calm, reassuring language of stakeholder capitalism, sustainable development goals, and global public-private partnerships. But beneath the benign terminology lies a radical vision, the erosion of national sovereignty and the centralization of power in the hands of unelected global bodies. This is precisely the political framework the Bible predicted would characterize the Antichrist's kingdom. The Bible also tells us that this new world order will have an economic component. Revelation 13 is explicit that this system will control all commerce through the mark of the beast. No one will be able to buy or sell without it. Today, we are seeing the rapid development of the technology to make this possible. Central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, would give governments complete visibility and control over every transaction. Combined with a digital ID and a social credit score system, like the one being implemented in China, you have a recipe for total financial control. Dissent could be punished with the press of a button, cutting off a person's ability to participate in the economy. The promise will be efficiency and the elimination of illicit finance. The reality will be the power to enforce absolute conformity to the state's ideology. The final component of the New World Order, according to the Bible, is a unified global religion. Revelation 13 says the false prophet will cause the earth and its inhabitants to worship the first beast, the Antichrist. This will not be a religion of tolerance, but of enforced worship of a single man. We see the groundwork for this being laid today. There is a powerful push for an interfaith, syncretic global spirituality. It promotes the idea that all religions are equally valid paths to the same truth. This effectively neuters the exclusive claims of Jesus Christ. The one belief that will be deemed intolerant and hateful in this new global religion is the belief that salvation is found in Jesus alone. This creates a spiritual vacuum that the false prophet and the Antichrist will be all too eager to fill with their own cult of personality. The climax of this analysis, the great reveal, is that the New World Order, described by global elites, and the beast's kingdom, described in the Bible, are not just similar. They appear to be one and the same. The parallels are too precise to be a coincidence. A global government rising from a coalition of nations, a system of total economic control, a unified global religion that demands worship of a single leader. The publicly stated agenda of today's globalists serves as a direct and chilling fulfillment of the 2,000-year-old prophecies of Daniel and John. The fallout from this understanding should not be despair, but a renewed faith in the sovereignty of God and the reliability of His Word. The Bible is not just a book of ancient stories. It is a living document that is more relevant than today's headlines. It tells us that these events must happen, that this final human kingdom will rise. But it also tells us that its reign will be short. Daniel's prophecy of the great statue did not end with the feet of iron and clay. It ended with a stone, cut out by no human hand, that smashed the statue to pieces and became a great mountain that filled the whole earth. That stone is the kingdom of Jesus Christ. The new world order of man will be utterly destroyed by the eternal world order of God. Our response, therefore, is not to bury our heads in the sand, but to lift them up, knowing that our redemption draws near. It is a call to be wise, to be discerning, and to refuse to be seduced by the utopian promises of a world that is setting itself up in defiance of its creator. If you are committed to understanding the prophetic significance of our times and want to be equipped with the truth, subscribe and join us for more in-depth analysis that connects the Bible to our world today.